Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. Joe Biden is such a nasty, shameless, partisan hack. I know you guys already know this, but his plans for this Saturday to mark 3 years since January 6th makes my skin crawl. I physically want to throw up. And that's because he's going to travel to Pennsylvania to deliver his speech near the Revolutionary War historic battle site of Valley Forge. So I guess we're to view Biden as some great inheritor to George Washington, gallantly standing up against authoritarianism in the form of King Trump. Give me a break. All those Revolutionary War heroes faced death or imprisonment at the hands of the regime they were fighting against. You know who's facing that right now? President Trump at the hands of Biden's regime. It's not the other way around. And can you imagine the gall of this decrepit shell of a man who's spending his last few years on earth making sure that no kid will ever get to grow up in the America that he did, and who is making white supremacy. This is who's making white supremacy a central argument to his re-election bid. I mean, really, given the state of the economy, the border, crime, and international relations that he's leaving to us and our kids. That's what he's going with. A made-up crisis that pushed 2 mass shooters, lest we forget, in Louisville and Nashville just last year to try and murder as many white people as possible. Before last year was even finished, I might add, on Christmas Day, a man stabbed 2 teenage girls ages 14 and 16 who he believed to be white while they ate with their parents at Grand Central Station in New York. Eyewitnesses heard the suspect yelling about hating white people and wanting to kill them before the attack. He has since been charged with hate crimes in addition to his attempted murder charges. Both teens suffered non-life-threatening injuries, thankfully, with one being stabbed in the back and the other in the thigh, and both are expected to make full recoveries. Now think about that. And for all their talk about words causing literal violence, the left could care less about the victims I just mentioned because they have the wrong skin color and are therefore not politically useful. And so the thundering on about white supremacy will continue from the bully pulpit. But hey, at least from the Dems' perspective, their made-up crisis allows them to rig yet another election, right? I guess in their eyes, the bloodshed's worth it as long as it's not their own. That's how much they hate us. Joining us now to discuss all this and more is former law enforcement officer Mike Pugliese, the founder of the Pugliese Law Firm. Mike, thanks for being here tonight.
Kara, thank you for having me. Yeah, the first thing I want to say is no Joe Biden, you're no George Washington. You know, this is just wag the dog moment. You know, you mentioned it. We have Bidenflation, Biden migration, Biden crime, Biden corruption, and we can keep going down the list. And this is just a smoke and mirror act. Yeah, the white supremacy card has been playing well. We're seeing it now where they're creating a new victim, Claudine Gay, out of the presidency of Harvard. You know, they're overlooking the fact that she was anti-Semite. She was also a plagiarist, and now it's all about race. And this is all playing into the left's play card. Refocus everything, focus on white supremacy. That's the issue. And you won't look at these other things. You know, it's kind of like, hide the pee in the cups. But you know what? If the GOP was smart, they would counter this, but they don't have the stones to do it. What they need to do is hold a rally on January 6th. That is the true insurrection down on our southern border. That is what we're seeing right now. We have Chinese nationalists coming across. We have a Hamas staging ground right across the border, along with Hezbollah, not to mention how many terrorists are coming through there, criminals, pedophilia, fentanyl. That is the true insurrection, not this thing that they're calling an insurrection on J6 that he's going to promote and use it for his own good. The only time we hear from this guy is on January 6th. He's been on vacation, 80-something% of his presidency, and now we're going to hear from him on January 6th. And he's going to try to read the best he can from a teleprompter and address this. What about? Not those issues you mentioned, not the issues that you so report all the time and keep us informed, but he's going to mention what? The true problem, white supremacy. That's the golden glove for them, white supremacy. Well, you know what, Mr. President? You got the wrong card now. The people are on to you. We know what you're about. This isn't going to work. And by the way, wasn't he trying to remove George Washington's statue in New York City not too long ago for owning slaves? How is he going to mention that and all this? You know, the rant can go on and on and on. I'm tired of this. He's a hack. Not only is he a hack, he's a corrupt hack. And we need to rid ourselves of this type of crap that's destroying our republic.